Your life may take you away from horses, but as we learn in this episode of Barn Stories, their memory will always bring you back.
Welcome to the Barn Stories podcast. I'm Lori Prinz, editor of Equus Magazine.
And I'm managing editor Christine Barakat.
This podcast features our favorite essays and articles published in Equus over the past 40 years. Although Equus is known for articles on horse care and veterinary research, our editorial mission has always been guided by the bond that exists between horses and people. And each issue has featured a real-life story that celebrates how horses enrich our lives and touch our hearts.
We've searched our archives, chosen the stories that resonated with our readers, and given them new life in this audio format. Longtime subscribers may recognize some of their favorite pieces. And if you're new to the Equus community, these stories will confirm that no matter what sort of saddle you sit in, a deep emotional connection to horses is something we all share. This essay is a love letter of sorts to a leased horse named Court. Although he's a little grumpy, Court becomes an emotional lodestar for the author during a time of great upheaval. Envisioning rides on Court helps her through a difficult labor and later the demanding days and isolating nights of early motherhood. Even a year after her lease ended, Court's presence lingers in the author's mind, and she's determined to return to the company of her old friend.
This experience isn't unique to this author, however. For so many of us, horses create comforting memories that persist even years after we've sat in the saddle. The feelings of peace and partnership that come from spending time with a special horse are indelible and carry us through all sorts of trying times.
Let's listen to What Brings Me Back, written by Elizabeth Oliver and read by Taylor Autumn.
I ride the shortest, oldest horse in the barn. In a stable full of giant, vibrant eventers, Court stands 15.2, and he's in his 20s. I'm told he's fast as blazes in the hunt field, but I've never ridden him there, so I wouldn't know. My rides on Court have always been methodical. I believe in laying a strong foundation, so we do lots of circles and leg yields and transitions. I long to feel his stubborn mouth yield to my patient hands, and I work to waken his sides with my gentle yet persistent heels. Every once in a while I fall off, and he leaves me on the ground without hesitation. He's been known to nip me for adjusting his blanket. The only time he perks up, other than for treats, is on our occasional trail rides, when he steps more briskly and holds his head a little higher. In our lessons, ring-bound, I struggle to keep his pace over jumps so he doesn't take off and leave me behind. When I let my feet dangle from the stirrups on our way back to the barn, my legs feel so long on him that I imagine wrapping them around his barrel and touching my feet together under his belly. But I should say the horse that I rode, not the horse that I ride. I haven't been on Court since I suspended my lease on him almost a year ago, when I became pregnant with my second child. He did visit me during labor, though, something I didn't expect. The contractions have been coming for 15 hours, and towards the end the pain rolled through me with little relief. I closed my eyes to focus inward, shutting out everything around me. Unbidden, Court showed up. Instead of working in the ring, though, I imagined us on a trail near the barn, the ground carefully cleared and wide open in front of us. We walked it, slowly and deliberately. I felt his weight move easily beneath me, his warmth under my hands on the reins. The trees were bright with fall, and the air was cool, without biting. As the contractions sped up, we were trotting. So easy, up and down, up and down. My daughter was born before we eased into a canter.
Top-rated, award-winning UltraShield EX delivers proven fly protection that horse owners depend on. UltraShield EX is a long-lasting, grease-free fly spray ideal for the most challenging conditions. UltraShield EX won't back down. It lasts up to 17 days and kills and repels more than 70 species of insects to keep your horse comfortable and protected all season long. Learn more about hard-working, grease-free UltraShield EX at absorbing.com.
Shortly afterward, I started waking up in the middle of the night with severe pain. My back was worn out from overcompensating for my abdominal muscles, which had now been weakened by the pregnancy. So now, I lie on the floor each day, doing crunches and twists to regain strength. The baby sleeps through the night, a miracle. But I do not. I wake up in the dark and walk around the house until my back relaxes enough for me to go back to bed. My mind keeps busy during these waking hours, as I tread circles downstairs while everyone else sleeps. My thoughts travel from the past to the future, and then settle on the few days ahead. How to raise my daughters right and do good work. How to be a good wife, sister, daughter, friend. How to keep up with everything that demands my constant care and attention. I feel like I'm always forgetting something, always showing up half a step behind, 5 minutes late. Sometimes I think about court and riding once I'm strong again. How it will feel to swing my leg over his back and settle into the saddle. To experience that small shift and give. To nudge him and feel him moving off, carrying me forward. To notice how the world looks fresh and bright from up there, and how I can see so much further than I do from the ground. Everything flies away from me then. All the worries, all the pressures, and I can take a deep breath without distraction. It might be razor cold or hazy hot, no matter. It might be morning, noon, or night. There might be flies buzzing, or a distant dog barking, or a car backfiring on the road. Maybe a deer will raise its head as we pass. Maybe I'll meet up with a friend riding home. Maybe nothing will happen at all, except our walking down the trail, which is where I've decided we belong after all. Because if I'm honest, that's where I'm happiest too, moving through the world instead of along the rail. As the house sleeps quietly around me, I never think of riding court in the ring, as in my imagination during labor. I see no gates, no fences. I've started doing yoga after these long, wakeful nights. My older daughter, who is 2, often practices with me. I do an easy workout to stretch out my back and tone my abdominals, trying to get my strength back. My daughter copies the poses with me as best she can. Yesterday, she got excited and started jumping around the room, laughing and careening into me as I held my position. I laughed too. If I can hold myself still against her exuberance, I must be getting stronger. Lately, I've thought about letting her ride court, with my hands holding her steady and a friend at his head. Yes, he's old, but with his age comes experience and patience with children, golden aspects to his personality that trump all the rest. Would you like to ride a horse? I asked her recently, wondering if she even knew what that meant exactly. She's visited court at the barn, but she's never seen me ride. She smiled, and her eyes got big, as if I'd offered her something wonderful. Yes, please, yes, she said with conviction. I'll wear a hat. That's right, I told her, surprised that she picked up on the detail somewhere. You always wear a helmet. Then I realized that she channeled my answer to the question too. The answer that drives every workout. The one that circles with every wake up. Would you like to ride a horse? Yes, please. Yes. I can't wait to get back. I miss my old friend.
Thanks for listening to Barn Stories. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have a favorite article or essay from the Equus archives that you'd like us to feature in a future podcast, let us know. You can reach us at equusbarnstories, all one word, @gmail.com.
Did you enjoy this episode of Barn Stories? Head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Thanks for listening.
The Barn Stories podcast is a production of the Equine Podcast Network, an entity of the Equine Network.